Hey, so picture this. You've just bought your dream home right on top of a hill with a nice view of the city, and it's freaking awesome, but all of a sudden, a bus in the sky spawns into existence, and 100 rabid gamers, some smell like they haven't showered in days, parachute all around where you live, barging and stealing everything and everyone's belongings. It's crazy. Of course, we all know that there's 100 players in every Fortnite match, but without thinking of 100 of us, how many people could actually live on like the OG map in real life? So today, someone that's gotten an E- on a maths test before, I'm not kidding, we'll be calculating and finding out what the population of the map could be by going through every location and every landmark, starting from least populated to the big guns. Holy crap. And we're really gonna stretch what a populated area will be for this. It's gonna be weird, but oh yeah, I hired this guy Michael to build us like the population counter to keep track of this throughout the video, so yeah, thanks man. Anyways, without further ado, our calculation begins with the least populated Fortnite location. Haunted Hills, ooh, what the hell? This location came back in the OG Season 2 update, and I'm pretty sure this place has literally no one living in it. All the buildings are just like plain brick buildings with some underground sections that you could, I don't know, you can maybe sleep in there, but the rocks will get in your socks and it'll be freaking messed up. Not a single soul living here, except for the dead. Rest in peace. There is a car suspiciously parked like near a gravestone, so maybe there's a guy like living in his car that's like set camp here. So I'm just gonna count the population right now for 1. Let's go. But on the outskirts of Haunted Hills, there's some houses chilling around. There's 2 right next to each other. I don't even know if this can be classed as a house now that I think about it, but I'm just gonna say 4 people can live in these buildings respectively. Another unpopulated location is Junction. Whoever would live here is a dirty guy. Whoever would live here would have every disease ever released to the real life patch notes. It'll be disgusting. Oh, sorry man. Oh yeah, so there's just like one building where someone's just set a crusty mattress and a couch and just made it their home, I guess. But looking around Junction, there's probably 1 person living in the llama structure there, and another 8 or so people living in the surrounding houses here. The big signs of life I'm looking for here are like cars, double beds, single beds, kitchens, like just anywhere that looks livable is I'm gonna count it. Moving on from the left corner of the map, we got Wailing Woods on the right corner of the map. These are the woods, dude. Surprisingly, someone's actually living in like the middle hedge maze with some sleeping equipment that's been mauled by a tiger, it looks like. But around this place, there's a shit ton of houses. There's 3 people living in this house, I would say. The coolest house on the map. 2 people living here on like the very edge of the map with maybe a kidnapped person living in the freaking basement. Then in between Anarchy Acres and Tomato Town, there's a ton of real estate here. Like most of these houses are kind of just copy and pasted now that I think about it. But we then make it to the lovely Shitty Shots. No one's living here, except for the 4 people living in these 2 houses. Gah, the same building! Nearby Shifty Shafts, there aren't many people living around, except for like this small hut a few mountains away. In this orange bridge that's nearby Shifty Shafts, there is a staggering 0 people living here. Someone could probably live in the porta potty, I guess. I don't know. Down the road from the bridge, there's this landmark. I don't even know what this is. I guess it's just like this really passionate guy that just built a huge chair that lives right next to a gas station. It's a really weird place. Because judging by the interior of the house, there just seems to be just like this one guy that's just set all this up, and he has like food ready to go, watching some YouTube and stuff. That's awesome.
For the top 10 fast food hamburgers.
That's about to be sick. And he has like a barn next to the house where no one's living, I hope. Bro's car's just on top of his house. Someone needs to talk to him about that. And just by near the just nearby the flush factory, it's a toilet factory. Some freak of nature is probably like lurking around the factory after hours and stuff. He has so many toilets to choose from. It's actually, he can twinkle wherever he wants. There is a sleeping bag on the ground in one of the factory buildings, so I guess there is someone living here. Why? Oh, this edge of the fauna map is actually so nostalgic. We got this building here, 3 people living here. How do I know that? We got this street full of factory facilities where not a single soul resides. Nearby we have Moisty Mire. gross ass location. This place is so misty. I analyzed this swamp in a PG-13 video game for a while, and there were a total of 11 people living here. I could tell by like the certain buildings or like sign of life and stuff. Whoa, okay. Next we got the prison, where all the bad people get locked up, hopefully. And I sat there counting the jail cells and like counting all the beds in the jail cells, because according to my calculations, that would mean people are living there and shit. And there are a total of 45 prisoners living in this prison, or like 44 and a half, I guess. I don't know why this bed is like, what is it, vertical? I don't know why it's in a vertical position. That prisoner is probably cursed. We get to see the prisoners' diets that consist of the most cartoonish food I've ever seen. I just love myself some hot dog with green liquid and juice box. But moving on to the next location, we have Tomato Town, where a single family resides here, which is cool. Is in like this brick house here. This is the first place I ever dropped in Fortnite, which is kind of cool.
No one cares.
What? Yeah, so this was my first ever drop stop in Fortnite.
No one cares.
I think one person lives in the Tomato Town bridge and is forever just trapped in this room, bro. The construction people like just built a wall, so this guy's he just can't leave that place now. He's got the newspaper to keep him busy, so he's chilling, I guess. And just down the street from Tomato Town, we would have got the most nostalgic walk of my life. We have Dusty Depot, which no one lives here. We also got the factories and the container landmark nearby as well. The factories where no one lives, and the container where one person lives. For some reason.
We're not home. These aren't the same containers from home.
Close to the containers, we got Lonely Lodge, baby, a popular spot for camping and stuff. I'm not sure if this place is even eligible for the population number, because like people were visiting here and like staying here. They're not like actually living here, but I'll probably just count it anyway. There's a few little cabins spreaded around and like a huge watchtower that has someone living on the top of it. It'll be so sick living at the top here. I think the roofs will be very creaky because the wind though, but with all the tents included, the population of Lonely Lodge is 9. Roughly, I guess. How are the numbers looking so far, Michael?
Yeah, really good, thank you. It's going really well, it's going very good, it's
Did bro just invent a language? Next is Loot Lake. I'm losing my voice, holy crap. Loot Lake, baby. Loot Lake, baby. This seems like a place where people visit on like a hot summer's day rather than like living, but there's still a few houses around. We got this fancy mansion on the side of the lake where a couple could live, I am pretty sure. There's a person living in the watchtower, which would have such a cool view, I'm jealous. And of course, the main center Loot Lake house would be hell to live in. I've said this before, your feet will just get wet every time you want to friggin' leave the house. Do you ever do this when you like move in Fortnite? You like move with your mouse like here. We seem to be good. But there's just one old decrepit man living here with 9 kidnapped victims in the cave, probably. Yikes. Michael? But I don't know where Michael went. Sorry guys. Next is Anarchy Acres. I'm pretty sure the population is just one super cranky guy that has lost all joy in his life. And he seems to be a handyman though. He seems to be a handy guy. He's into building and shit, grilling shit and dogs. So yeah, population 1 for Anarchy Acres. Moving on to the other farm on the map though, Fatal Fields.
They're literally just the same building models, but sort of differently. Oh my god.
I think there's also just one guy just living in the farmhouse here, but the surrounding houses around Fatal Fields has roughly 11 people spread around all these houses, which is freaking awesome. Whew, holy crap, it's time finally for the actually populated locations that actually have stuff going on and people living there. Where do I even start? There's so many options. Let's start with Retail Row, one of the map's only places for grocery shopping and like other goods, and a lot of people would be living up in here, I think. There's 5 houses in total. That's a lot less than I thought, but these are like big houses though with like multiple bedrooms instead of like just 2 houses. Fortnite just spammed across the whole map, which is driving me freaking insane. In total, according to my calculations, there are 10 people living in the Retail Row houses. It's funny, in one of the houses I saw like a double bed, so I was like, okay, there's a couple living there obviously, and then I went up on replay mode and went to the attic and saw just like a sleeping bag set up, so little do they know, there's an old man living in their freaking walls. Whoa dude, I forgot about Snobby Shores. Snobby sounds really gross. It's a really weird word to me, but it's literally just like a strip of houses. They're pretty beefy houses too. chunky. I don't know why I put that in the script. Gross. And according to my E- mathematical knowledge, there are 16 people that live here, including some surrounding houses. Shit goes freaking down in this one house though. There's like a whole presentation room for some reason. What the hell? She's snobby on my shores until I Fortnite. Near Snobby Shores, across like a huge mountain, there's Der Burger. Greasy Grove actually seems pretty populated. There's like a huge McDonald's equivalent of a restaurant and a playground. There's a total of 7 people that live in the greasy houses. Why did I put that in the script? That sounds so gross. Dude, looking at these houses, just face value without thinking of Fortnite is actually so refreshing. Like this one house here. Oh, I just got an email from Domino's. Like in one of these houses here, some people have just set up like the cheap $20 table that every school has apparently and just like made it their dinner table and stuff. It's actually, I don't know, there's something about it. It's like it's so vibey and just homemade and cozy. I really like the vibe of like early Fortnite buildings. But next we have
Bloody Wound. Pleasant Park was renamed Agony Avenue, and Greasy Grove was renamed Disembowel Drive.
We got Salty Springs with a total of 12 people living in these houses. I swear there was like a gas station here. I don't know if I'm a stupid little freaking ghost, but nearby Salty Springs is the iconic center mountain of the map. I'm pretty sure it's the center. And there's 2 tents with like a campsite, so that means that this mountain has a more population than Wailing Woods and Haunted Hills combined. Like, what the hell? What? Finally, everybody, we're up to the second last populated location of the map. I wonder what the last one's gonna be. Holy crap. But we got Pleasant Park. This is the biggest neighborhood on the Fortnite map, so the amount of people living here, let's calculate this. Probably...
One guy living here with his car scraping his house. There's 2 living here. There's a family living here. You got Freddy Fazbear Bear. You got 2 more people. Then you got 2 children bedrooms, but no parents' bedrooms.
What?
Fortnite's home floor plan makes no freaking sense. Yeah, then counting these ones, it comes up.
This sounds like a Jake Paul song. 16 people living in Pleasant Park. So you have to witness that song there. Damn, that's like pretty a lot of people, I guess. Whew, holy shit. Almost time for the final estimate. We got the most populated part of the Fortnite map. Tilted Towers? Whoa, what a plot twist. Yeah, pretty much, it's pretty expected. It's literally just a city. We got apartment buildings, we got homes on top of stores, we got Matthew Beam's secret rooms for homeless people, I guess. Starting with the nice house next to the clock tower, there are 4 people living here, probably a family because of the cars and the amount of rooms and stuff. No one's living in the clock tower. That would be peculiar. We have a potential homeless person sleeping on the street here, the poor guy, so add that to the counter. I'm gonna speed things up here. There's this apartment complex thing here that has 5 apartments, which is not a lot, but in total there's 5 people living in these apartments. I feel like that's not right, I don't know. In this business building here, that's usually no sweat insurance, there's one guy sleeping on a crusty mattress. There's a homeless problem in Fortnite, I think. There's an apartment room on top of this convenience store here with presumably 1 person staying there. You could just like drop down and like get snacks and stuff whenever you want. That's freaking awesome. There's a massive apartment building here with a total of 7 people living here. A little bit lower than I thought. This is like the biggest apartment building in the map, I think. But finally, we've got the last apartment complex here with 8 people living there, which ain't too bad at all. So in total, Tilted has 27 citizens living it up in there. Not as many as the prison. And there you have it, little pipsqueaks. No idea where Michael went, but after going through the entire Fortnite map, these are the results for the population. Okay, now using mathematics, my brain, and the function of counting things, I've figured out that the amount of possible places to live on this map, like homes and stuff, 12, 13, 14, 37, 38, 39, 100, 101. I think that's it. 101. Holy shit. Oh lord, that was the first time I've counted in my life. 101. I'm probably missing a few places here, but for the actual population, I whipped out my calculator to calculate that shit. Plus 12, plus 2, plus 27. Leave your guesses inside of the comment section. Just kidding. It was already here. 253. The number is the amount of people, from my estimates at least, from a guy that got an E- on a math test once. 3 times actually. I don't think this is fully accurate, to be honest. I recommend you give it a try because it's actually pretty fun. What did I learn from this video? Well, that the Fortnite map is more than a place to get materials and rob every building to get weapons. It's full of life. So next time you're in game, take a minute to witness the world Fortnite has created. Oh my god! Michael! What's going on? Did that prehistoric man capture you? Oh god!